Peace. Up in here. Came to kick it with you niggas on some shit I came across. Not too long ago. Well, I been came across it, but it jumped out the other day. Hope y'all niggas out there enjoying yourselves or whatever. Really trying to warm up my chops, cause you know I'm had to do the thriller thing for Mike. I guess next week and shit. Which he carried through the other day and shit. Hard body. Well, not hard body, but you know, this shit happened yesterday. Well, Saturday, I took some cedar and some roses and I basically made MJ out of I made a M out the rose and then a J out of the cedar. And you know, I let it sit around for a couple of days. Then I wanted to clean my table off the other day, so I scooped all that into one pile. Cause I'm gonna do something with that. I don't know what yet, but I scooped all into one pile. But it was funny because I was scooping in the pile. I was like not consciously shaping it, but like you know, pushing it all together. And when it all came together, it was funny because the roses ended up being in like a square, and then on top of all the cedar was on top of the roses and ended up forming an M. And I didn't even try that shit. You know what I'm saying? It just happened that way. You know, I looked at that. That was like really took it as a sign. Like Mike was like, man, get in there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you do that. But you know, just another one of the ways. The deeds communicate shit, you know what I'm saying, the spirits, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, man. I wanted to chop it up with this cause you know, we dudes, I guess we can make this one about the black woman or the feminine energy. Probably best to say the feminine energy, cause I think niggas need to, you know, because we are in the time of the rise of the feminine energy. The feminine energy is returning from a suppressed state. But I think this shit is getting out of control. I think it's still the black woman or the feminine energy coming from out of this suppressed state is awesome, but from my observation, you niggas need to. It's starting to rise up a little too much in these niggas for one, and two, niggas gotta be in tune with their feminine side, but at the same time, you have to be man too. You have to be. Don't let a nigga telling you to get in tune with your feminine side. Don't interpret that as, don't get lost. Remember your role. Basically what I'm trying to say, don't forget your goddamn role as a predominantly man, because it seems, to me, what seems to be happening is the feminine energy is rising up so strong that it's taking over in men and women. But then with the women, it's weird because these motherfuckers is a lot of, now I can't put it on all women, you know what I'm saying? It's just from what I see, you know, via social media basically, because you know that's a nigga window to the world as of right now, you know what I'm saying? So I can't put that on all women because, you know, I really could put it on myself based on the motherfuckers I follow. But from what I see based on the people I follow, which really is a lot of the young females coming up, it's hard to explain. It's weird because, like I say, the feminine energy rising with these motherfuckers, it's like by them being predominantly feminine, it's like they get a lot of juice, but they using it in a masculine manner, and it's like, you know, that shit is like just becoming unattractive. Like, you know, like I said, I like women. I like a warrior woman, a woman with a sense of warrior about her, a quote unquote gangster bitch, as Apache would say. And you know the word bitch, it ain't no disrespect if you know what the word means. It's really, it's really it really alludes to the priestess of Sirius, of Dog Star. You know what I'm saying? The feminine priest of Sirius, the Dog Star. It's the Dog Star, and you know, the women that's affiliated with that that priestesshood or whatever you want to call it, or witchcraft or whatever. They would be considered bitches because they be female dogs, and the men would be the man dog of the Dog Star. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, this shit is getting crazy, bro. I think it's more so the young women. You know what I'm saying? You know. But anyway, you know, a lot of guys, I come across a lot of guys that when we started having conversations about the relationship between men and women, and it starts to go into the arena of battle of the sexes, which is bullshit too. I mean, it's cool in a playful manner, you know what I'm saying, but some shit go too far. But the battle of the sexes thing, I personally, you know, I commentate on what you know, in the midst of these type of conversations, I conversate and drop my views on what I think men can do better at and what women can do better at, as far as the relationship between black men and black women in general. Ultimately, motherfuckers gonna do what they gonna do. I ain't gonna sit around here and stress my motherfucking self out about it. You know, I feel like I have a lot of potent insight into a lot of things, and not just between the man and the woman, just society in general, and the way this shit is running. Now, on one hand, you can't get caught up in the we as a people shit. You can have a sense of that, and there's nothing wrong with you know, doing things to help people as a whole, but when you get too caught up in the general scheme of this shit, you'll get taken fast, because motherfuckers are crazy. And somebody once told me the best way to help motherfuckers, help black people, is to help them from a distance. I guess that would be equivalent to saying feed people with a long handled spoon, because we have been, this Holocaust that we've been through, it has driven everybody crazy in the motherfucker, and the masses are crazy in the motherfucker. I will say it. Before I get into this, I guess I speak on this shit, man, cause personally, from what I see, from my personal view, from what I've been seeing, what I'm about to speak on, it's gotten a little better as far as the masses. For my timeline on social media, you still see motherfuckers entertaining this type of shit. But this whole thing with this, I just want to speak on this shit due to the stupidity of it. How this cop who walks into somebody's house thinking that it's her house, and then on top of that shoots the motherfucker who's in there, whose house it really is. Now, come on, man. I just personally feel like it shouldn't be a sole actor that believe this is some real shit. You know, people say anything can happen, But this, come on, man. Y'all niggas really going for that shit? Like, that's just another way for these motherfuckers to feed off your energy. The same shit I was telling y'all about, how all this moping and being riled up by what they present to you to get riled up about, they use that energy. You know what I'm saying? They use that energy against you. But I can say it's better than back when 2016, when all them niggas was getting killed. Shit, this shit was, motherfuckers was in a frenzy. It was haywire. But I just want people to. I'm not gonna get too deep into that shit. Cause I really like speaking on that type of dumb shit. But I'm gonna say this: you niggas got to be more smarter, man. You really think, who does that? How do you not know? How do you? First and foremost, think at this shit. You accidentally go up, and what I'm saying is this, the point I'm trying to make is how dumb and made up this shit sounds altogether. I'm not mad about what the motherfucker got sentenced and mad and jumping up and down, because to me this shit didn't even happen. But you gotta think about this shit. What are the chances of you walking to a door thinking it's your house, but it's not, for one. 2, the door being unlocked for you to walk in. 3, you see a motherfucker in there and you pull out your gun and shoot him. Come on, man. How drunk can you be? Come on. You know, how motherfucking drunk can you be, man? I think that's some shit black people should have just been like, man, next. Not even next, just get off the bullshit. But y'all still, but you know what I noticed though? It's more so the celebrities they pump up to push that to keep, you know, jumping up and down about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of like, you know, regular people I see on my timeline and shit, they don't even be giving a fuck. I'm talking about that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? It be the celebrities pushing that shit on people to make people give a fuck about some shit that, come on, man, that shit is not real, man. But they feed off that energy, that shit when you jumping up and down about that shit, you get mad. Oh, she should have got 20 years and she hugged the judge. You don't see the theatrics in that shit? Like, you don't see how that shit is planned? Yeah, we gonna do this, it's gonna make her mad. Like, the initial situation gonna make her mad. And then we gonna get them even madder. We're gonna have a judge and her hug, and then we're gonna have the family hug her, and that's gonna really rile them up, and they gonna eat off that shit all day. And you niggas, I'm telling you niggas, man, now that shit, honestly, it ain't working. Like I said, cause when I went and brought all that juice back to the planet that they had been siphoning off of doing that type of shit, it broke it. However they was harnessing that shit, it disrupted that. So this shit is not, you know, it's really useless for them to be doing. But still, now they doing it, so they you know, they ain't gonna stop them from doing it. But yeah, man, get off the dumb shit, man. We need to get off the dumb shit, man. That shit, when shit like that come across the screen, it ain't shit you can do about it anyway, unless you go pick the hammers up. But who would, come on, who wanna do that? But anyway, let me get off that dumb shit. I just want to speak on that. But anyway, go back to what I was saying about the conversations we masculine and feminine, or man and woman. Now a lot of times, a lot of dudes like to be like, yeah, see, the woman fucked everything up. She the one gave the apple to Eve. I mean, gave the apple to Adam, and you know, so she fucked the world up and blah 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 blah. For one, that's idiotic talk based on the fact that motherfuckers still even believe that happened. People actually think that's what happened. They think that it was a man and a woman in a forest, and a snake came and gave a woman an apple and told her to give it to her man, and he ate the shit. That's dumb shit. But I'm finna show you how they turn how they took, first and foremost, the fruit represents sustenance, food, nurture, or nutrition, or whatever. So they got you looking at, they got a story set up to where this fruit that symbolizes food, symbolical food, knowledge, as well as you could just say regular food, but we'll just say knowledge in this instance. They got you looking at this shit like this, eating this apple, partaking of this apple is wrong. That's another way of saying you shouldn't eat, be poor. That's a psychological a way of programming you to subconsciously accept poverty. And that might be kind of reaching right there, but just think about it. But I'm going to show you some shit. Okay. Now, in Egypt or Kemet, we had what you call the serpent goddess named Renu. Now, Renu, we're going to talk about it real quick. Ancient Egypt, light of the world. Let me see. Start right here. They say the way in which Kemet, the Kamite mythos was converted into Semitic legendary lore and finally into biblical history, palpably apparent in the story of the fall. Now, let's break that line down. When they say Semitic legendary lore, basically they talking about Sumeria and Babylon, because you had a group of Kamites that got kicked out of Egypt because they didn't want to progress. They didn't want to change. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was the Sut Typhon priesthood. Now Sut represents the animal that represents Sut is the ass, because he's stubborn, fixated. So by that being the first cult or the first group, these are people that got stuck or fixated in a certain mentality, because they say when these were the ones that didn't want to rock with the dynastic period, when the Osirian area and all that came in, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want to get down with that, which was a progression from the Sut Typhon era. So if they didn't want to get down with that, that means they wanted to be stuck in the Sut Typhon era, which corresponds to the whole to the deity Sut, or to the god deity, or whatever you want to call it, Sut, because that's his thing, fixation. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's represented by the ass. When they say Jesus came into Jerusalem riding on the ass, what they were saying was Sut, which is the lower nature, was in its proper place, which is under the Christ, which was represented by Jesus in the story. But anyway, these people left and they were kicked out of Kemet, and they went into Asia, or whatever, and established Babylonia and Sumeria and Chaldean and all that right there. But what you call Jerusalem and Israel, or the Hebrews and all that shit, all that was a dumbed down version, because you had the Kamites, and then when these cats left and they went over there to Samaria and all that, they set up the Sumerian thing, the Babylonian thing, and that was like a step from Kemet. And then after them came the whole Hebrew thing, and which really came from Ethiopia, but basically by the time it got broken down into the way you get it in the Bible, it was all the way watered down. The Sumerian thing, the Babylonian thing was still in accordance with Kamite, more so than the Bible, I would say. But the Bible would be a knockoff version of a lot of the Hebrew and Sumerian thing. But anyway, that's why he says converted into Semitic legendary lore. When you hear the word Semite, it's basically mostly talking about the Hebrews, Samaria, and Babylonian and all that. But it said the woman offering fruit as temptress in the tree was previously represented in sign language as the serpent, which was the symbol of the renewal in the tree, as in shown when the reptile offers the fruit to the man. Now, what's the tree? The tree, you're the tree. The Kundalini energy, which is the serpent, rises up your back, up to the pineal gland, and that's how you are renewed. That's how you are christened. You know what I'm saying? So what they did was take the tree. When you go to the Bible, they take the serpent and separate it from the tree and tell you that take the serpent, which was representing a feminine energy, or was derived from a feminine feminine deity or goddess, Renu, and changed it from the serpent offering the fruits of life to a serpent telling this woman to eat this apple and tell that man to eat the apple or whatever, as if it was a bad thing, when in all actuality in Kemet that was a positive thing. That represented us. It represented what I just told you as far as the whole Christian thing, but at the same time it represented us. It represented you say an abundance of nourishment, or what we needed, food. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the poverty was considered the ultimate evil, or was considered evil back then. The dragon of drought and destitution or whatever, you know, those things was considered evil by nature, because motherfucker ain't got nothing to eat and you hungry. You gonna naturally have a negative mentality towards not having shit. Just like you're gonna have a positive mentality towards having what you need. But anyway, see what the boy got to say. The woman offering fruit as temptress in the tree was previously represented in sign language as the serpent, which was the symbol of renewal in the tree, as shown when the reptile offers the fruit to the man. Thence came the serpent woman, who was a compound of the zoo type and the anthro type, and who was damned as Mother Eve and deified as Renu, the giver of fruits of earth. That's the thing. That's even when you think about Thanksgiving, when you got the cornucopia with all the food in it. You know what I'm saying? The cornucopia is a horn that symbolizes nature, but it symbolizes Mother Nature providing the people of the earth, or on the planet Earth, with what they needed. You know what I'm saying? So this whole mentality that we have, we took on, we've adopted from the white folks that gave us about this the snake being bad. Just in the snake in itself, people still identify the snake with some evil. It's like, niggas be like, oh, you snake me. You niggas need to stop that shit. Really you do what the fuck you want to do, but really, just like I said right here, the snake was a symbol of renewal. Why? Because the snake renews itself when it sheds its skin. The snake was considered a symbol of rebirth because it sheds its skin. In order for you to revive or be reborn or recreate or reinvent yourself, you have to shed layers of the old you so you can step into the new you. So the shedding of the skin, or the snake shedding its skin, was a perfect symbol of representation of renewal, because the snake shedded its skin. The shedding of the skin symbolized it becoming anew or being made anew. But let's travel on it real quick. Take it back right here, saying Babylonia the tree of life was changed into the tree of death. And see, a lot of things. See, it's a lot of things that happen when people migrated from Kemet into East Asia or East Indian Asia. When I'm starting to notice, there's a lot. You can kind of see that's when women, the concept of woman, began to take a hit, and women starting to be demonized when they start going over into Samaria and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to just, like I said, I don't want to just put it out on some, really more so when you take it to the Bible. So you have to think about it. To anybody out there, especially a woman that still takes the Bible on face value and still proclaims to be an Orthodox Christian. Hold on, let's see. Look at the Bible as it's been presented to you. There are no great women in the Bible, really. You have all these great men, but you have no great women. And it starts off with the woman being held accountable for damning the earth. That's because by the time these people start cutting this Bible up and carving it up into what they wanted it to use, into what they needed to use, into what they needed it to be in order to control people. For one, you just have to understand is this: the whole reason why the feminine energy has to come from under this being suppressed is because the world has been being ran by a murderous male chauvinist, a male chauvinist murder cult mentality. You know, the white man. Now, what am I saying when I say this? I'm not dissing all white men, but I'm saying, you know what the fuck I'm saying. You know what you got what these goddamn people been doing out here. So anyway, well, who cares? I don't even have to. I say this because I don't fuck it. Anyway, the mentality. I just seen some shit, heard some shit the other day. They was saying that the whole concept of the best man in the wedding comes from when white men used to get married to their woman. That originally white men was so homosexual that even when they got married to a woman, they would still have their homosexual lover partake in the wedding, and he would be called the best man. I thought that was amazing. I don't want no best man in my shit. Damn, I my home, you know, I do my thing. It don't have to be no goddamn ceremony, but I wouldn't mind having a ceremony, but it'd be different. It'd be some African shit. It'd be some player shit. Like it won't be no church, none of that shit. It'd be some real live, you know, it'd be some shit I make up. That's what motherfuckers really need to start doing. Coming up with your own goddamn wedding, it's kind of hard to say that because you niggas go crazy. niggas go fool these days when you tell them to come up with some shit. But niggas need to come up with their own ceremony. If you feel like getting married is, like me, I personally feel like two people being together, you already married. If y'all committed to each other, you already married. If y'all committed, loyal, and choose to be together, then that's already a marriage. But you know, women like the pageantry, you know what I'm saying? So if you conscious and your woman is, she may be conscious too, but she still wants to have, you know, that pageantry, because you know all women have that dream wedding thing in their mind and shit. You know, y'all get dope and create your own shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no goddamn fake ass preacher telling you, y'all, you know, get somebody that you feel a man or even a woman you feel like you respect for in some form of fashion. Let them be the goddamn head or the preacher or whatever your thingamajiggy or whatever. But anyway, And I'm a creative type of nigga anyway. So like I said, you know, you're supposed to let your woman plan the whole ceremony and shit. But I'm the type of nigga, I have my little, I'll add the conscious shit to it. But I add some shit to it myself. You know what I'm saying? If it was to come to that. But yeah, man. You have to really pay attention to the Bible because the only great women you really have in the Bible is who they really speak of is Mary and Mary Magdalene, I guess. They block her out or some shit. I don't know, but you have to really pay attention to that. Then I heard a nigga one day say he was speaking on church. He said, yeah, he was speaking on some church, and I guess it's whatever church he was speaking on, they had a woman preaching. And he was like, yeah, I knew that was a bullshit church because they had a woman preaching. You know, that ain't supposed to be going down. I was like, God damn. It just reflected how the religion of Christianity views women. But, like I said, even when you look at it from the beginning of the book, they come out the door programming you that the woman was out of pocket when that really was some bullshit. Now I got a breakdown on one of my old videos where I break down how partaking of the apple can be seen as, I guess you could say, negative, but it was basically metaphysical, as far as the red being the root chakra, and by your Kundalini energy after you're born being drawn down to that drawn down and temporarily trapped in your lowest chakra. You can see the root chakra by being red as an apple, and by the snake or the Kundalini energy being coiled up within it or below it or whatever. And in order for you to take on a physical body, which a lot of Gnostic thought would teaches is negative or whatever. But even that, taking on a physical body, is a process that actually renews the spirit. But that's a whole other story. But anyway, I'm gonna hit you with this right here. Say, in Babylonia, the tree of life is changing the depth. The serpent in the tree that offers fruit for food as Renu, the giver of food and representative of Mother Earth, was transformed into the evil serpent that brought death into the world and all our woe, but which had originated as a beneficent figure in the Kamite representation of external nature. The transmogrifying of Tiamat, the mother of all suckler of the 7 elemental powers, into the dragon of evil, might be followed on other lines of descent, as in the conflict of Bel Merodach and the dragon. In the Egyptian representation, Apap, the dragon of drought, is drowned in the water by hordes of the inundation, whose weapon therefore is the water of flood. So when they speaking about Tiamat or Apap being representative of evil, what you have to understand is when the earth was being created, like I said, you had the center point. You had a center point. I'm gonna keep that for my book. Like I said, when I did the black and gold print joint, I gave y'all a little glimpse, because I done pretty much basically figured out that's how I know the world ain't flat. That's how I know it's a circle. It's a circle with flat land. It's a bowl, a super bowl. I done pretty much figured out how the whole Earth came into formation and what the planets had to do with it and what the planets is. All that shit is on Earth right now. But I I just got to get the imagery right. I got to sit down and I'm thinking about just saving that shit for my book, because it's some real, the shit is magnificent. You know what I'm saying? Just the way I came, for me to be able to, on my own, visualize how all this came into fruition, synthesizing all this information that I've been coming in contact with. It's some magnificent shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some magnificent shit, you know what I'm saying? And once I did that, it's like now I can relate anything to that shit when it comes to this. I have time now when I read this shit and I read about these deities and all this mythology. My mind automatically register the mythology to what point creation that the mythology is trying to describe. It's not only describing a point creation, it's describing eschatology and all types of shit. But my mind can all, just like this right here, APAP, when the drought hit, it was a point in time where all the spiritual energy, not all, but we'll just, for lack of a better phrase, just say the spirit created all of this earth out of melanin. And after it created the earth, it left out the earth. It left a residue of itself behind within everything it created. And because when it left out of the earth, before it left out of the earth, it created the mold or the shell for everything that would exist here on the planet. And then it left out of the earth. And when it left out of the earth, it left out and came back in. And when it left out, it left the stars that you see in the sky outside of the earth and came back in. It's back into the earth. And but when it left out, by all the spiritual energy being outside of it, the earth was left dry and it was left dry and desolate, like a desert. You know what I'm saying? That's the APAP that they speak about being evil. It's not the woman being evil. It's that when that energy left, it left a shell of a planet. And when it left out, by all the energy leaving out, the heat was it was so much of a lack of a heat. This is where the moon came into play at. It left a shell of ice around the earth. You know what I'm saying? And the energy came back in, and once it came back in, it all drew back to the center, went back into the bowels of the earth, shot out the bottom of the earth. When it shot the bottom of the earth, that created the sun. And when it shot the bottom of the earth, the sun shot out the bottom of the earth. The ice shell blasted off the top of the earth, and that ice shell became the moon. And that's when the sun, or when that spiritual energy was coming back down the center of the earth, or the core of the earth, it basically was that was the Horus thing. That I ain't gonna give y'all too much because I wanna I gotta say some of that shit. But it's some magnificent shit, man. It's some magnificent shit. But that's where you get the whole Prince thing when doves cry. When you see them letting the doves go, because the dove is symbolic of the moon. When you see them letting the doves fly, that symbolizes when that shell, that white ice shell flew from off the earth and went to its orbit. That's what the dove, that's what Prince said when doves cry, because when it did that, it was, when it shot off the core of the earth, it was, you know, water was falling behind it and the earth was flooding or whatever. So when doves cry, touch if you will my stomach. But yeah, man, bitch, I thought this was interesting. It popped out to me, man, because like I said, niggas, one of the first things niggas try to do when it comes to that battle with the sexy shit, when they get on that battle with the sexy shit, what the fuck happened? Niggas are that's the first thing niggas pull up, where the woman bit, and they really believe this shit like it was a woman and a man that actually bit an apple and that just brought down the whole fucking world. No, nigga, you need to be biting apples. Shit. It's representative of sustenance. So, psychologically speaking, just program you to believe that something went wrong when an apple was bit. Programs you to believe that partaking of the sustenance that the earth provided you with to take part of is was wrong. And sure you know it, niggas went through poverty, we went through a drought. We fell from grace, slavery and all of those shit. But yeah, man, I thought that was quite interesting. Hit y'all with some other shit I came up with. Now, dinosaurs. Therefore, at one point, once I started getting to this information, I started asking myself, like, because I question all this shit these motherfuckers provide us with. So I'm like, was dinosaurs even real, or is this some bullshit they came up with out their imagination? But it is real. My boy Bobby was saying how when the dinosaurs was here, we were here with them, but we wasn't all the way physical. We were spiritual at the time because we couldn't live on the planet with the dinosaurs at the same time. For obvious reasons. Not as physical as we are now. Motherfucker would have been Bogart. We'd be running for our lives. You see Jurassic Park. Shit, niggas would be on the. It'd have been hell to tell the captain trying to survive these giant ass monsters. But I figured out what happened. When you look at the word dinosaur, dino and osaur. Osiris. That's what the name is of Osiris. Osaur. And dino, I ain't did the science on that really yet, but probably relates to Dan or Den. I had to get back into that and bust the word down for a while, but or 10, because T and D is kind of interchangeable. So when you look at the mythology of Osiris, Osiris was cut into 14 pieces. He was broken down into 14 pieces by Sut-Teit, or by Sut. So when you look at dinosaurs, you're gonna look at the game Rampage. You got a werewolf, a reptile, and a gorilla. King Kong or whatever. Now, there was a time when these motherfuckers really existed, like King Kong was big gorillas and dinosaurs. When you go look at the King Kong, the one that came out like in 2008 or something like that, but he always fighting reptiles and shit, but that's just the one I reflected on. That shit was real. What happened was, it's the whole Osar, it's the whole set. We did the set thing to the dinosaurs. We needed that reptilian energy. We needed that gorilla energy. We needed that werewolf energy. But what we did was, we knew we couldn't live with them on the planet while they was giants. Cause we was once giants too. That's why they find them bones of all them giants in Africa and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We was once giants too. Even we had to break ourselves down. Which makes sense because the huger you are, the more you need to eat and drink to sustain yourself. So in order for us, and we still running out of shit. They gotta create GMO and all that shit. So you know, motherfucker had to break down into smaller vessels. But what the Bible was saying was niggas we blew the dinosaurs up because we couldn't live on the planet with them. And then when I added on to that, I said, well, I know what it was. We didn't just blow them up. we broke them down into smaller reptiles. So now you got your iguanas and lizards and them motherfuckers just, I don't know what's, when I step outside around this motherfucker, it's like Jurassic Park, because them little motherfuckers just like everywhere. That shit be literally reminding me of Jurassic Park. The little lizards, when I step outside, them motherfuckers just be running everywhere. Like, they be looking like them little pterodactyls and shit. But what we did was we broke that energy down. We broke all the different dinosaurs down into different smaller versions so that we can still benefit from the energy that they contribute to the ecosystem or whatever, but now they can exist. We can coexist with them, because we couldn't coexist with them as physical beings. When we were spiritual, just didn't have no physical bodies. We was more ghost-like and more divine or whatever. We can maneuver around this motherfucker with them. You can look at us as the way the Predator looked on Predator when he's camouflaged or whatever. We was like that. We was like that. But yeah. So when you look at the game Rampage, that's what they showing you, because you either the gorilla, the werewolf, or the pterodactyl, except for when and then when they die, what happens? They break down smaller, but they become people. They become people when they break down in the game. When you die or you get hit, and I think the gorilla break. I forgot what one break down to a man, one break down to a woman or whatever. But that's an interesting game. Once I finally put all this together, I thought about that game, and I said, that's where they got that whole concept of Rampage from. Even with like I said, even with the werewolves, with the probably had giant werewolves, broke them down into little werewolves and dogs and whatever, and the gorillas got broke down into different forms of primates or whatever you call them motherfuckers. I just thought that was some interesting shit right there. Just to show you we some bad motherfuckers when you know who you are. But yeah, man, it's the whole Osiris thing. Just like Osiris got broke down, we had to break them down. And it goes to the whole Osirian, the green man, you know what I'm saying? And you have to name Osar inside the whole word dinosaur. So I thought that was some interesting shit right there. But yeah, man, the whole but back to the whole feminine energy thing. I think that if you're still an Orthodox Christian and you're a woman, that should be all the more reason for you to question the goddamn Bible. The whole fact that, because when you go back into our original pantheons, you had, you had, for first and foremost, let's get this straight. This God is a woman shit, or the black woman is God thing. I probably touched on it before, but I touch on it again. See, you niggas gotta be careful when you say that. Because ultimately, to be divine, when you come into a divine state, ultimately, if you go back into, it's part of this book. I don't know if I wrote it down in my notes, but it's a part in this book where it tells you, it ain't even about fucking man or woman. When the divinity is both. It's really a balance of masculine and feminine energy. The rise of the feminine energy is to rise up and match the masculine, get back on balance with the masculine energy. It's not about one over the other. Because in order to become God, you have to have a masculine and a feminine. Just like a battery, you have a positive and a negative. You need both. It's not one over the other. You know, it's like and most of the women, when I hear most of the women out of the few that does drop knowledge and speak, the ones I've heard speak on this conversation, on this topic, have no qualms with telling you that. They tell you, no, it's not us over the man. It's a balance of both. So God or divinity is an amalgamation or a balance or a proper coexistence of masculine and feminine energy. Because like in this book it says, shit, God is neither male nor female. And shit, you can go to get the Kabbalion to tell you need the positive and the negative. So people making these songs talking about God is a woman and this, that, and the third, that's misleading. Especially when you got a white woman playing the God. Come on, man. You ain't got to, look, tell you like this, man. I ain't trying to hurt no feelings. Just keep it true. I got to keep it real with motherfuckers. You ain't got the black dot, medulla oblongata, no God. No shadow, no God. Now, what you have to do to work on, you have to figure that out on your own. I'm not white. I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping the trailer with you. Now, for what we're starting to see is some people that appear to be white do have the black dot, a functioning pineal gland. They just, their skin is just light as fuck or whatever. But, yeah, man, saying shit like that is misleading. And especially when you pair that with what I'm speaking on when I say the way that the young women are coming up, because all you're gonna do is feed ego, and that's gonna lead to motherfuckers thinking that they supposed to have the foot on the neck of the man, or they run the show. I've seen this with my personal eye. I feel like man and woman supposed to coexist in a balance. It's not supposed to be one or the other. It's supposed to be two people compromising and figuring it out how they can function. They can function with each other and do, the woman can do her woman shit and the man can do his man shit without one stepping on the foot of the other. But at the same time, the feminine energy does have to be redeemed because it has been suppressed. And these feminist movements are really a hindrance to progress because they're taking feminism and turning it into man hate. Phrases like toxic masculinity. What the fuck is that? No, just call them a fucked up person. Don't. Masculinity is not cannot be toxic. You can have a man with toxic motherfucking, with a toxic mentality, or a woman with toxic energy, but don't pair. It's not good to pair those two. Toxic masculinity. Who came up with this? Boy, that sound like some man, a man hater came up with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just interesting, these dynamics that are arising now. Now they're talking about the new masculinity. What the fuck is that? It's no new masculinity. Masculinity is masculinity. It's not new. No fucking new masculinity. That's what's wrong with niggas. And there ain't no disrespect to the boy. You know, but come on, man. What the fuck is niggas doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Roles. Motherfucker, just know your role as a man. You know, this shit got out of control. Even the rainbow. that they've taken the rainbow. That's Technicolor Dreamcoat, my nigga. That shit go back to what I was just telling y'all about the. I can show you the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I can sit here and draw that shit and show you what that shit means. You know what I'm saying? It's each one of the chakras correspond to a color of the rainbow. That's spiritual talk. That's spiritual shit. They've taken something spiritual and associated with something that is no disrespect, but a natural a dysfunction within nature. And I'm not disrespecting gay people. I went against gay people, but it's just the real is real. You know what I'm saying? You know, to me, that's the whole idea of taking the rainbow, something, shit, even the rain. So what you telling me, the sky gay? Because when it rain, what you see a rainbow. So what, the sky gay too? That's why you gotta watch what these people do and how they use, you know, they pervert, takes our symbols. This is one of the most major things they do is take our symbolism and pervert it. And I'm saying, like I said, I must put prefaces on it. I don't have anything against gay people. I'm just stating the facts. The rainbow is a spiritual, is a spiritual, a symbol of spirituality. It represents each one of the chakras. You know, so to take that, and even in the Bible, it say something about the rainbow being representative of the covenant of God or something like that. So these people have got bold enough to say, shit, next thing you know, the preacher gonna be telling you God is a homosexual. You gonna buy that? Yo, the God you believe in, the demiurge, I'm speaking to those. Now I'm speaking to the context of people that look at God as this thing and not the motherfuckers that's sitting right in your face. Because I am God. And you may be too, but if you don't know or understand that, then I don't, you know, all I can do is try to bring you up to speed, but it's an inner thing. You have to come into it. I can tell you the black man and the black woman is God, but you have to not take that or just run with it because I said it. You have to go and do that inner, you got to go through that inner journey and do the knowledge in order to wake that God up within you, or that God is within you, or the divinity within you, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But we have to start sitting back at, because these things are not coming from you. Who? Because you got some people that might see this and be mad and jump up and down because they gay and be like, oh, you talk about the rainbow and blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't your fucking idea to make the rainbow a symbol of homosexuality. I bet when you trace that shit back to whose idea it was, it's gonna come from a diabolical agenda. Trust me on that shit. You dig? Even if you can go and find the person and say, well, this is the guy whose idea it was, I bet you he's linked to some type of goddamn diabolical plot. And like I said, I'm not dissing gay people. I ain't got no qualms against gay people. Just letting it be known. And one of the reasons I'm saying that is because I was one of my Instagram posts. I posted a rainbow and I said my chakras on some big bullshit. I was lit that night. Running on all cylinders, as they would call it. And that's what I meant when I said that. I think I took it down though, not because of that, but it was some rhymes and shit that I didn't want to leave up. But yeah, man.